Hello, I thought I'd put this film up really just because it makes you think a little bit. Silly me, I went and cut myself. And it was quite a bad cut actually, so I went to hospital and they stereo stripped it and everything, which was all good. But it is perhaps a bit of a sort of like a reminder that if you get your leather tools sharp, and I do mean sharp, then they are very dangerous. And the offending tool in question for this one was this saddler's knife. Now, I had made a leather cover for it, but, and this is where I was a bit careless to be honest, I had it in a tool bag and it obviously had tipped out a bit. So I put my hand in and of course, just like that, it sliced through the side of my little finger. So I'm going to pop little presser stud poppers to keep that firmly shut and safe, and I'm not going to keep it in a tool bag. I'm going to keep it out on a magnetic rack so I don't make this mistake again. But I thought I would just share that with you, just as a little bit of a perhaps, you know, think about your own sort of storage. You're probably not so silly as I am, but I've done lots of woodwork and I've got away with the odd nick here and there. I've seen a few of my friends get nicks as well with woodworking, but you know, nothing too bad, but that made me think. So anyway, it's all well dressed, it's all fine. I've been lucky, it could have been a lot worse. As an aside, sharpening. I've obviously got the sharpening down. This is a good thing you see about having been a woodworker and you get into leather work. You get very, very, very good at sharpening. And I've got my leather tools now super sharp. And what I find good, and obviously there are lots of different ways you can go about your sharpening, I like to use the diamond stones. And I always have them pretty close by. So once you've got your blade, you know, like, how do I look at this one now? Once you've got a blade like this ground to shape, so you can water wheel it, or you can oil stone it, or however you like to grind your blades to shape. Just don't lose a temper, don't do anything that's hot. I then personally get onto the 600 grit diamond stone. So it's one of these very solid diamonds on one side, monocrystalline, and I find they're really good. And then I plug it onto the 1200 grit, which you look at it and you just think that's a bit of steel plate, but it does sharpen. And then I finish off on a leather strop. So I've got like a furry sided strop, and I've got the outer of the hide strop. This is good actually. In the main, I just use a bit of stropping compound and then rub the tool up and down a few times, and it comes out lovely and sharp. And I've popped a film up on using the skiving knife, cheap skiving knife, where I showed a bit about that. That's my method. So that's how I got myself into trouble, I guess, but it was a lovely clean cut. Anyway, thanks so much for watching. I'll be fine now, but back to everything soon. But I need to be a bit more careful in the future. Bye bye then.